Diddy's lawyer, Mark Egio, has responded to the shocking allegations made in Kim Porter's posthumous memoir, which was leaked recently. The memoir, titled Kim's Lost Words, has become a bestseller on Amazon, and it claims that her 2018 death was not natural, but the result of foul play. The book includes serious accusations of abuse, sexual coercion, and violence allegedly committed by Diddy during their relationship. Now, a friend of Kim's is speaking out, revealing that Kim gave him tapes before her death. These tapes are said to contain Kim's own words, and some of them are quite disturbing. One passage describes a violent incident where Diddy allegedly hit Kim with a chair, knocking her unconscious. When she regained consciousness, she found herself in a hospital with a broken arm, and the first thing she saw was Diddy's face. However, Kim's 4 children, Quincy, Christian, Jesse, and Delilah, are speaking out against the memoir. They have labeled the book as full of lies. They argue that Kim didn't write it, pointing to numerous typos, and claiming it was penned by someone using a fake name. The book supposedly includes excerpts from Kim's journals, but her children insist that it's all fabricated. Diddy's lawyer has dismissed the book as fake and offensive. The children also address the claims about Kim's death, pointing out that the official autopsy report confirmed she passed away from natural causes, specifically lobar pneumonia, an infection of the lungs. They emphasized that there was no foul play involved. Diddy and Kim Porter were together for nearly 20 years, beginning in
that smothering her with the pillows and all that, like he playing with her. I know she was tired.
Yeah, he also told Rolling Stone that Diddy, he's a jealous person that don't know what love is.
He knows that, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody. You understand what I'm saying, bruh? Diddy could do whatever, Puff could do whatever he wanted to do, Brother Love could do whoever he wanted to be. If Kim ever tried to get with somebody, Puff would interfere with them or with her trying to be with them. He wasn't letting that happen. Unless he was bringing them to the picture. That's what he used Kim for, bro. He wanted to make a deal with somebody. He'll get another girl and a guy that he's trying to make a deal with, and him and Kim, they all party together. Man, he used Kim for that shit, bro.
Wow, so he used Kim for that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You don't do that to somebody you're supposed to love, man.
Do you remember any situation where he used her for that?
I know a couple situations, but I know the people so well, man, and so good, and they some good people in Atlanta that had major groups that they party like that with them and their girls, or the girls they brought into that, and I'm not gonna mention their name, man. But they know who I'm talking about. I got a lot of respect for dude, but I know of situations. I've seen situations like that in the Swiss Hotel.
So what are some of the situations? Don't name the people, just what's the situation?
When he used Kim, to party with him and his girl and the other dude, and they switch up, they do their thing, they do all, they do that rock and roll lifestyle, bro.
So he was using her for sexual activity, like orgies and, threesomes and stuff like that.
Yeah. With other girls, other guys, yeah.
Courtney Burgess has submitted an unedited copy of Kim Porter's memoir, along with 8 tapes and 11 flash drives, to the FBI. He claims that Kim gave him these tapes before her death. The submission came after Courtney was subpoenaed in a federal case. According to Courtney, Kim's memoir includes details about how Diddy was allegedly involved in trafficking activities, and now the book is in the hands of
descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if
Appeared
they
to be.
were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared to
Let
be.
me rephrase
right.
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or into the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were, all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
You made a lot of allegations, right? Are you expected to eventually turn those things over, or?
Well, that's what we're going to head over to do now. So we have a hearing now to determine what we're going to do in terms of what documents we'll have to turn over and what documents we do not have.
So why were you in court tonight?
Just to give testimony to the grand jury. He was subpoenaed by the court, so as we all know, if you don't answer a subpoena, the marshals will come to your house as they came to his house and they will bring you here. So that's why we're here today.
I know you can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So I don't know if that's any more questions, but we got another hearing to go.
Are you nervous or do you feel cool?
Nah, I ain't never nervous. Only thing's fair to me is God.
I know you did mention what was on the flash drive before. Would you be able to kind of go over that now, or is that something that you can't discuss?
No, we're trying to just go to discuss that now, what we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book,
so it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
It's hers. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Yes. Nobody,
and no one touched it.
Nobody altered it. Nothing.
So it's not the copy that the gentleman said that he was selling before. No.
No.
It's 2 different copies. That one was edited, and we have the original copy.
Some individuals who claim to have been involved with Diddy's alleged actions involving Cassie have come forward. In May 2018, Jonathan AI was arrested after a shooting incident at Trump's National Doral Golf Course in Miami. During his interrogation about the shooting, Jonathan reportedly claimed that Diddy had been using him as a slave and that he was being pressured by a so-called gay mafia
Diddy
in
and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah. Gotcha.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Diddy's attorney has reportedly interviewed over 49 witnesses who are set to testify against him. The attorney has claimed that the prosecutors do not have any tapes to support their case. However, this claim appears to be false, as tapes have already surfaced showing Diddy, Kevin Hart, and Usher standing next to a prostitute at one of Diddy's parties. If Diddy's legal team is so easily caught in lies, it raises serious doubts.
It's one victim and 49 witnesses who saw this behavior. That's pretty powerful, though, to have that many people who have, if they go to court and argue that they witnessed this behavior by your client.
Well, no.
What's your defense against that kind of behavior?
So my defense is very well established. I interviewed myself the different men who were being brought sort of into Mr. Combs and this person's intimate situation. I've flown around the country. I've interviewed a large number of them. There's not the slightest inkling, according to the interviews that I've done, of anything that's coercive, non-consensual. Nobody was too drunk. Nobody was too high. These were adults in a relation. This is a 10-year relationship. We can't forget that. This is a 10-year relationship, and it was adults and consensual, and everybody who was there wanted to be there. So I feel very confident in my position.
You said you interviewed the men, but what about the women?
I haven't interviewed the woman's not available to me. She's presumably a grand jury witness, and we cannot try to interview a grand jury witness.
You said you're portraying this as adults who were at these events that wanted to be, I shouldn't even call them events. That's not certainly how anyone else would label it, but that they wanted to be there. But they also allege that they were recorded and essentially used as blackmail. Is that not true?
That's not true. That's not true.
How can you prove that when they have electronic evidence that, as they argue, over 90 cell phones, laptops, iCloud storage accounts, 30 electronic and storage devices, hard drives, thumb drives? You're not worried about that?
No, because if they had it, they would have put it in the indictment.
Diddy, once seen as an untouchable figure in hip-hop, has been embroiled in controversy for years. His notorious all-white parties, famous for their extravagance and star-studded guest lists, were also the source of whispers about dark secrets. These whispers have now grown louder, with serious allegations of sex trafficking and racketeering tied to these events, which some insiders now refer to as freak-offs. Known for his larger-than-life personality and reputation as a fun-loving party host, Diddy's public image has taken a hit in recent years. Lawsuits have accused him of being involved in sinister activities behind the scenes. At the heart of the government's case against him are these so-called freak-offs, elaborate gatherings where sex performances were allegedly organized by Diddy. According to the indictment, Diddy directed and participated in these acts, sometimes recording them electronically. The allegations first surfaced in a federal civil lawsuit filed by Cassie in November of the previous year, which was quickly settled. In her lawsuit, Cassie claimed that Diddy would frequently demand a freak-off, or FO, during their relationship, expecting her to organize the events and hire male sex.
That woman was visibly emotional during the news conference as she recounted a horrific and violent assault.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words.
Talia Graves, sitting next to her attorney Gloria Allred, alleges Sean Diddy Combs and his former bodyguard Joseph Sherman drugged and raped her at Bad Boys Record Studio in 2001 when she was 25 years old.
I'm emotionally scarred. It has been hard for me to trust others, to form healthy relationships, or even feel safe in my own skin.
According to the lawsuit filed on Tuesday in New York.
In 2023, Talia Graves claims she discovered that the rape had been recorded and that the footage had been distributed to multiple people over the years.
When she woke up, Talia says she was restrained and being brutally assaulted by Diddy and his bodyguard.
Flashbacks, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts make me feel like it's a constant struggle.
The allegations against Diddy continue to escalate, with more than 100 new lawsuits now filed against him. Nearly all of these lawsuits involve claims related to minors. The new legal actions were brought by Houston-based personal injury lawyer Tony Busby, who asserts that some of the victims were as young as 9 years old when they were.
Defendant Combs and another defendant published and/or disseminated the videos without plaintiff's knowledge or consent.
Combs is facing at least 10 similar lawsuits. He remains locked up awaiting trial on human trafficking and racketeering charges.
I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
Talia says she didn't go public until now because she says that Combs allegedly threatened to ruin her life if she said anything.
According to Tony Busby, the lawsuits filed against Diddy name some of the biggest celebrities in the entertainment industry, as well as top executives from major corporations in the U.S. It's already known that Diddy was involved in bribing hotel staff during his time with Cassie, and it seems that more individuals connected to Diddy will soon be exposed. While much of the information may not be public yet, there's speculation about who could be implicated. One name that has surfaced is Leonardo DiCaprio, with some suggesting that even he might be connected to these events.
Since the day Diddy was indicted for sex trafficking and racketeering, we've been warning you he's just the tip of the iceberg. Today we're being told a list of Diddy's accomplices will drop very soon. Powerhouse attorney Tony Busby just announced that more than 100 people are filing lawsuits against Diddy and others for sexual abuse. 24 of the victims are minors, one of them as young as 9 years old. Diddy allegedly used the promise of a record deal to lure that young victim to his recording studio, where the child was assaulted by Diddy and several others. Diddy's team says the allegations are meritless, but Busby says his upcoming lawsuits will be naming names.
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. The names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. These defendants will not only include individuals, but would also include corporate entities who ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I'm looking at banks, pharmaceutical companies, hotels.
This string of lawsuits could shake up the top levels of corporate America and Hollywood. Another lawyer says some of Diddy's secret sex tapes are being shopped around. The tape features an A-list celebrity who doesn't seem to realize they were being recorded.
According to Tony Busby, the lawsuits filed against Diddy.
Ashton Kutcher, who was once a frequent attendee at Diddy's parties and had ties to Jay-Z, has recently started speaking out about possibly leaving Hollywood altogether. This shift has raised suspicions, especially considering his past support for convicted rapist Danny Masterson.
14, 15. We're talking about 25 people so far out of 120 cases that we intend to file. I would expect there'll be a lot more cases than that. Let's not forget we're talking about behavior that took place over more than 25 years, all over the United States, but primarily in New York, California, and Miami.
And some of these names that I guess will be coming out, who allegedly aided and abetted Diddy and his twisted little escapades, are these names that I would know, that people would recognize? How high is this going up?
Certainly names that you would recognize. And let's think about the kind of people that would be involved in this. People that would be in the room, that would be facilitating this, egging this kind of thing on, encouraging this, participating, venues that were participating, sponsors, hotels, banks. Let's remember that a lot of people were being flown in from across the country and paid in cash. Obviously, that cash had to come somewhere. There had to be some explanation for taking out that much cash from the bank. We already know that there were a lot of drugs in play. So there are many facets of this. There are many people involved. There are many entities involved. And, the ones that really irked me, there's been a lot of focus on, well, who are the celebrities? Who are the celebrities? What I'm more focused on, obviously, to the extent there's a celebrity that it occurred at their house or that they were involved or participated, they will certainly be named. But what really irks me are those who profited off of this culture that was created and that just essentially ruined hundreds of lives.
And we're talking banks, we're talking record executives?
Record executives, record companies, other companies that were sponsors of some of these parties and after parties, clubs, hotels, you name it. This conduct was, this wasn't an annual party. This individual allegedly was partying 3 or 4 times a week, and these parties were wild. They were beyond your imagination, and they were nasty. And there were a lot of things going on that should not go on, and a lot of victims that were being subjected to exploitation and all kinds of sexual conduct that people just should not be subjected to.
All right, well, hopefully more people, alleged victims, come forward and we get the full accountability. because we want everybody who was complicit in this to pay a price if they were.